Hey everybody, today I am boiling my antlers from the deer I shot on November 14th. It was a spike horn that weighed about 140 pounds. Cut the top of the skull off with the antlers, and that's what I'm boiling today. I use water, bleach, and a big boiling pot, something you'd cook lobsters in, and some wire and a stick that goes across the pot. That keeps the antlers from going completely submerged into the water, which doesn't make your antlers look too great. And then I actually will be putting the antlers onto a cedar chip. I usually cut down, look for an old cedar stump about 10 to 12 inches around, and use that. Cut it about 2 inches thick, and take screws and put the screws in through the top of the skull, and it holds the antlers on good. I did it last year, and it looked pretty cool. Don't have to go out and buy anything. If you have screws laying around, that's what I used. And I used an old school drill we had. It worked well. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, I'm actually done now with my process, but I figured I'd show some things that I used to do this process of boiling my antlers. This is what it looks like, all bleached, and I will have it on the cedar chip here soon. But this is the boiling pot. These actually aren't that expensive. I had one laying around the house, so I didn't have to spend any money. Fill it about halfway with water, and put some just household bleach. I used Clorox. Worked well. All that does is it helps disinfect and take off some of the skin and whatnot, and whiten the skull. Mainly, I think, just to whiten the skull. I use a stick, not this one specifically, but I just use this as an example. This goes across the pot. And then I use some wire, some tinsel, looks like. Also laying around the house. I think this is mainly used to hang up Christmas ornaments, but it works great because it doesn't. If you use string or rope or anything like that, it's just going to burn off. This holds up pretty well, and it comes in a lot, plentiful. I used my knife to cut off the skin on the top of the head. If you leave the skin on, it'll just boil and boil and boil, and won't take the skin off. It'll just loosen it. You actually have to cut it off. I used a screwdriver to get into the nooks and crannies of the skull. It helps because if you just pick at bone with your knife, you're going to dull your knife up a lot. Screwdriver is very helpful. After I took the skull out, I used some sandpaper. This is fine grit, but I actually used a little bit more coarse grit. But anything will work. This takes off just excess skin. That's, the little pieces that are left on the skull. This works well. And fire pit. I use this metal grate to put across to hold the pot. But that's everything I use. Pretty simple, pretty basic. It takes a little while. It actually didn't take as long as I thought. It only took about 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours to do. But I like being outside, so it wasn't too bad. Thank you.